Yeah, 88 days ago, I was struggling. I was like, how the hell am I going to scale this business? I've got a good offer, but I no idea what to do with it. And we've hit 101K in those 88 days, which is pretty mental to say considering where I was 88 days ago when we jumped on our first call together.
You said you had a problem with offer. What do you feel like was the struggle when you were starting out with your offer? What didn't you have clarity about?
Yeah, it was like, where do I kind of knew the rough area of people I wanted to help, but I think it was about how, like, what problem can I actually solve for people? And even just starting off with the resources that we did even before like our first onboarding call, I was like, okay, this is serious. I need to be very clear about the offer that I'm
Damn.
giving, like the actual mechanism I'm providing to people and who's actually going to find that useful. So I did a massive change from basically being like, I'm just going to help anyone with content. And then it was like, actually, I'm going to help people with who have businesses and then more specifically coaches, agency owners and consultants.
Before we're gonna talk about the actual acquisition, the process, the systems, right? You're
Mm.
doing around 30K right now. What's the situation been of where you got that clarity from in us working together? What gave you that clarity? Because I know so many fucking people
Mm.
watching right now, bro. They're like, they can either not figure out their messaging style, they cannot figure out their exact offer, they cannot figure out who they want to
Mm.
sell to. So how do you get that fucking clarity? How did you got that?
I can actually say it was one thing, and I say it so often to myself, even now, is I stopped chasing like views, I stopped filming what I was having for breakfast. I just became an authority. And you said one thing to me, which I love, which is people are not going to pay you thousands of pounds, dollars, or euros if you do day in the life videos. And I was like, fuck, yeah, you're so true. And then I started just giving value on, and I presented myself as someone who could get paid a lot of money. And then I started getting paid a lot of money. And that was basically how it worked. But it was all about the positioning of myself and the messaging of my content that has been the driver in that. And all of this, by the way, has come off my small audience of 8,000
For
Instagram
a
followers. So
super
I've not
small
paid for a
audience,
single
right?
ad. Yeah.
Exactly. It's not all about ads. It's all about market positioning. How can you address the importance of this to people? Also, meaning I've been stagnating at 120K for a while. 100, 120K. I couldn't break to like 150, 200.
Mm.
The reason for that mainly, I thought, okay, fuck, I need to just double my ad spend. I just need to switch things within my outbound strategy. I need to hire an extra setter. I need to optimize my sales process. But most people forget to look in the importance of their market positioning, like the way they position themselves, the person that they're focusing on, their pain points, etc. What do you think is one step people need to take to figure out exactly what they want for them to get that clarity that they can do right now?
I would say it comes down to when you're making content, providing value. Like very simply, it was providing value. That was the biggest thing that I missed on is like I was trying to entertain people
Yes.
and I realized that I was like stroking my ego when I was making content because I was like, oh, I'm going viral, all this sort of thing. And then I was jumping on sales calls with like uni students who were like, oh, you're such an inspiration for leaving the corporate world and all that sort of thing. And I was like, but you're not going to be a high ticket client for me. And then I started providing value. And now, bro, like, honestly, my followers are just coach, consultant, coach, consultant. They're all the followers that I get every day. And it's because I realized that I
We
needed to
fixed the
provide
messaging,
value to
bro.
those people.
We fixed the
100%,
messaging.
bro.
And guess what? B2B is driven out of value, right? And logic. B2C is driven out of emotion and entertainment. Meaning, if you
Mm.
want to sell, what is your offer price? Tell people what your offer price is.
8K.
You have got a decent amount of paid in fulls. I know. Meaning,
Yeah.
if you want people to pay you in full, you gotta have a value-driven approach towards the market instead of doing entertainment content about how your life is and what for fucking food you eat. Right? It's true,
Yeah.
right? Like it's super fucking
100%.
important. It's super important. What is it that in acquisition-wise helped you get to the level of actually getting the attention and converting the attention correctly? Because we validated the offer, it problem solved, easy. But
Mm.
there is a stage where people are stuck at around 10 to 15 and cannot break
Hmm.
to like, where you're at right now, like 30, 50. That's difficult for them because
Hmm.
there's either a conversion issue or there's a traffic issue, an attention issue.
Hmm. So two things. The first is we installed a setter, and that was unbelievable because that A helped me like basically write an SOP of how I'm actually going to sell to people in DM. So I had a good idea of what I was doing, but I was like, I honestly like I need to write an SOP, and like it was so helpful. Like talking to you about how to actually like systemize that. So hiring him was great, like walked me through the whole thing of that, which was amazing. The
Nice.
second thing which helped with that, bro, is it freed up my time, and my YouTube has now exploded. Like I'm at 10K subs on YouTube. Like my YouTube is like, and I'm firing out like Mario board videos, which again I just ask you, how the hell are you making such good Mario board videos? And I'm only able to do that because of my setter giving me enough time to focus on
Exactly.
that. And then that has caused this amazing flywheel. I have more time to make this content that acquires
It's
people. So
such a
that's
fucking powerful thing you're saying right now. It's the same with me, right? Like I waited with hiring a closer for a while, but as an example, like the fact of hiring people is not something that you do to create more profit or anything like that. It's to free up your time and create space in your mind to think about other opportunities and things that you can do. And it's not only about the time, it's also about the thoughts come up in your mind about doing different stuff, and you become more creative instantly when you have more time. Right? That's why when you have a setter, you don't have a setter, you do it manually. You have no time in the day where you actually have to think about scale because you're too busy with trenches work. Which is why we build
100%.
companies. And it's super nice to have very high profit. We all run, me and all my clients, like you, we have a high fucking profit margin, bro. Right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like ridiculously high profit margin.
It's funny when I chat to people who have got like costs, and I'm like, yeah, I've got
Yeah.
Calendly monthly subscription.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad. That's
Zoom maybe
tough.
on like 94 with like an
Yeah,
extra seat 21. But
yeah,
it's like it's super interesting to see that if you want to scale, and we're gonna get you to 100 in upcoming months for sure. It's like
for sure.
we need to understand how to give up a piece of the pie to create a bigger pie. And most people are afraid of taking these types of steps. You get my
100%.
point?
And that was 100% the thing that like I learned from you was you just have to give up that
You
pie.
have
Like
to
and
hire, fire, manage. You have to build. You have to create systems. You have to fucking get rid of fucking system. It's always innovating, bro.
yeah, 100%. And that has been a game changer. And also, man, like seriously in terms of life as well. Like I was working crazy hours when I was in Dubai, like grinding without anyone. And like, man, I can actually just go for dinner once in a while with some friends now because I don't have to necessarily work 14 hours. So that's been the other thing. Like I'm back into locking myself in a room in now, but like for the last few weeks, man, I've been able to enjoy my life a little bit more, which has been
And
nice.
you have not only been able to enjoy your life, you also got lots of more time. You got, like besides just enjoying your life, it's like you have a team and you're proud of your team. And in my opinion,
Yeah.
building things with other people is fucking great. Being a solo consultant, bro, is so fucking boring. Imagine making 100K a month yourself and just working for yourself, making like 90% profit margin. I'd rather have
Yeah.
75% profit margin with a fucking team, bro. We're already
Amen.
so lonely as entrepreneurs. Why
Yeah.
do you want to do everything
Yeah.
yourself?
Yeah, amen, bro. Like I text my setter when we close and we have a great conversation. It's cool, man. I love it. I love it.
It's super fucking nice, bro. What is it that you have learned from me specifically along the journey of making 101K in like the last 88 days together? Basically, with an offer, starting a new offer from scratch.
Yeah. And I
What is it that you've learned the
100%.
most?
100%. I think like the amount I've come on in that, but let me be super tangible. I think the as I said, the messaging and the offer that like the if you want to be someone that people pay a lot of money to, you have to be that
The
person
clarity
in the
on
public.
the marketing.
So that was unbelievable. And then I think the hiring process, as we just touched on, man, like I wouldn't be in this position had I not. And every step of the way, like I've been surprised, not surprised, I've been shocked at how amazing the like responses have been. Like I have a question straight away in the group chat, response straight away in the group chat. And someone actually asked me today, someone genuinely asked me today, like, yeah, you're working with Nick, like, how are you finding it? And I was like, it's fucking great. And they were like, do you mean that? And I was like, genuinely, I wouldn't say that if I didn't mean it. It's been a beyond positive experience because of every step. I know that I can just have it solved by asking a question in the group chat. And if I have another question, it gets solved. If I have another question, it gets solved. If I have another question, it gets solved. And that interaction has just been amazing.
It's the feeling of certainty of knowing that you can solve a problem while getting help from other people, and having the feeling that other people are there for you to help you solve that problem. And I think that's the most important thing, because we all get lost in these fucking programs nowadays. And I know you do similar for your clients, it's
Sure.
super important that you focus on these types of things because it's what ultimately creates longevity. So that's a super important thing, bro. What's the goal, bro? Fucking tell me, man.
Oh,
What are we gonna rip some ads next week, bro?
yeah, 100%, man. I've said from my goal like straight away,
I
I'm doing
know,
1 million a month, like without fail. Like that's where we're at. The goal, I think, by the end of summer is like, can we get to 100K a month by the end of summer? That's where my head's at with things. Um, yeah, I don't see any reason why we can't get that. Like the fact I've done this all off an organic audience of 8K, like it means that there's so much more to do, especially when we jump into the ads, right?
bro. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be crazy. What is it that that you feel like has changed within your life personally? Obviously, you make more money. Obviously, you have more money to spend. What you just paid me 3 days ago. What are we gonna do in like
Yeah,
2 months from
well,
now?
yeah, that's what I mean. But that's even it, man. Like the mindset that changed. Like I remember at the start, I was like, oh, that scared me. And I was like, man, like the ROI that I've got off this, if I can chill in a week with you
Bro,
guys, like,
I told Sol, so we were talking about for viewers, we were talking about we're gonna go on client retreat. So client retreat and like, it's like it's such a great experience for me to travel with clients and then help each other masterminding. We have a chef, we have fucking content, we have Porsches, we have,
mm,
we're gonna do everything, bro,
yeah,
that week.
man.
And
And
that's
that's
super
another
great.
thing I learned, man, is I'm actually I'm hosting my own client retreat in London, which is going to be
Super
fucking
nice,
sick.
bro.
So I learned again, you helped me with how to build that, which is so cool. So I'm paying myself to travel around the world and more importantly, interact with my clients. So another way my life has changed in the last 88 days.
100%, bro. What is it that makes you get crazy client results? Well, let me rephrase the question. What's the importance of getting good client results and having happy clients? With us, between us,
Mm.
but also you for your clients. What have you realized?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
It's incredible, man. Like, I think there's two things on it. Like, there's the business side of it, which obviously it shows that you can do what you do in this trust, like, epidemic. If you can prove to someone you can get results, then it means that your business the flywheel just keeps going round and round. So that, but bro, like, the satisfaction, like, I mean, I won't go on, but like, there was one guy who was a guy in America. We got him from literally in debt, like, genuinely very, very like dark place to making 6K a month. And like the feeling for that it was emotional, man. I was super emotional when we did the testimonial call and yeah, I think it's great, man. I mean, I assume you feel the same, right? With the
Oh, a
results that you
thousand
get.
percent, bro. The reason why is because you help people transform their lives and help them achieve their goals. And that's what I like about the model we have, right? We're consultants, right? Coaches,
Mm,
consultants, like we help people transform their lives. And the
hmm.
most and biggest thing is like you don't provide a general service where people are happy with the service, the specific service, the how do you call that? The
Yeah.
technical, the rational side of things. It's like you
Mm,
actually help people physically, emotionally, you help them financially, you help them on so many different
mm,
aspects of life where you help them improve their company, which then makes more money, which then gives them a better life. That's why I like the model that we run. It's like a done with you
hmm.
consultant. C model is way better than
Mm,
and obviously we have done for you elements. We have implementations that we do, right? You have separate
mm.
ones than I do, like I
Sure,
implement
sure,
a setter
sure.
or whatever. But it's the connection you have working with the highest value client, with a super great client, providing them information and just building a great long-term connection with them, which is actually what is actual value. But what
Hmm.
creates actual value for me, if you get my point.
100%. I couldn't agree more. And I've just signed on my first client again, and that's like
Damn,
one from
bro.
one.
First
And
cross
it's like,
sell.
yeah, that's the first one. And I'm like, that's cool because that's proof of concept, which is great. And man, that's another thing. Like, obviously, I've learn from inside of your business on how to run an amazing business. And that's great to like see it. And that's been super useful as a way to like be like, oh, this is exactly how I want to be treated by someone I've invested in. So I'm
Bro,
going
but
to do
that's
the
a
same
healthy
for my
cycle,
clients.
bro. Like I help you get the
Yeah.
most insane results. You help your clients get that from you, bro. You know, it's super important that we create we expand the ecosystem by fucking
Mhm.
giving clients amazing results because like, and I want you to give that answer. We both know, but what is the importance of client results? What is the effect on it, long term and short term?
Well, I have a like a saying that I say to my clients, which is sales pay for dinner, results pay for retirement. And it's like the kind of what I mean by that is results pay results make a humongous business ecosystem. Sales just, they're sales, but
It's
results are like the best thing.
it's the longevity you create and having the trust that clients always come back to. It's also a safety net as well. You know, when you're at 30 to 40% at a certain point, I'm going to get you to that point where it's like you have 30, 40% of your back end revenue coming in. It's massive.
Mm,
You know, working
mm,
with the greatest clients, helping them scale, letting them pay you again and again and again. It's just super valuable because it doesn't only build a long-term relationship, but they can also add value to you in so many different aspects. It's like an ecosystem where it makes your marketing automated, bro. Think about me posting
mm,
testimonials every day, right? It's like you post
100%.
testimonials every day, you post stuff every day, and the reason why that works well, and that makes people buy, like literally people watching right now for these fucking 16 minutes, they gonna pay now, probably. They could
Sure.
pay me now, right? Because they see this for 60 minutes and they realize and they think like, yo, what the fuck is happening? This is crazy, this is crazy. Like, this is what is marketing. But what I'm doing here is just interviewing a happy client. You get my point.
100%.
Marketing runs
100%.
by itself when you get great results and you don't need to push things. You don't need to have guarantees. You don't need to have any of that bullshit to make sales when your marketing does its
Agreed.
work, you know? And
Agreed.
I think one other thing I want to touch on, how does it feel for you to do 80% of the conversion in the marketing and have, you know, an easy sales process, a lean team, instead of having 80% of your team do the conversion and your marketing doesn't do anything?
It's amazing. And it's also like so much more fun because you're not convincing anyone. You just get to put loads of value out on the internet and you have people who are ready to pay in full on sales calls, which is an amazing feeling.
100%, bro. I'm excited to crush the next goals. What would you say to people that are on the fence of working with me?
I love it. Straight away, I would say, I mean, if you've listened to the whole call, like the values there. I've said how much I've enjoyed the whole process. Um, it's obviously a hard decision whether to invest with anyone, but Nick's content, his authority, and the service delivery that he gives is world class, and I've enjoyed every step of the way. So you should definitely jump in.
That means a lot, bro. I do really appreciate you taking the time here to be and even explain to people what the situation is and how they can improve their own situation based on what you've done for yourself and what we've done together. Do you have any last thing to say?
No, but let's scale the fuck out of this, brother.
Scale the fuck up, bro. We'll make some content. We'll do next testimonial when you're at 100K in Greece
There
in
we go.
June, and then let's scale it up, bro. I appreciate your fucking
There we
time.
go. Love it.